Hi, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch, and these are the projects that we're making today. This is the projects that I made during my live stream last night, and I am refilming making these projects so that it's a cleaner video. There's a lot of distractions during the live streams. I love doing them, but I know that some people are in a hurry and they want to make their projects really quickly. I'm going to recap this really quickly. If you place an order, a minimum order of $50 on my website using the hostess code that's posted over there for the online workshop, you'll get the kit to make all 3 projects. The first 25 will get the kit to make this cute little card. After 25, this card will change to vanilla, okay? The kit, here's the kits. And in addition to the kits, you'll also receive a pack of rhinestones, okay? You also get the instruction sheet. This is just the first page with a recap of all 3 projects, and then you'll have the supply list and the instructions. Okay, so I'm going to move the rest of the projects out of my camera view here, and we're going to start with the card. Here's the supplies. Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to score that at 4 1/4. Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper is 2 by 5.5. Soft Sky is 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, and Thick Whisper White is 2 by 3. Okay, so let me get the Simply Scored scoring tool. So here's the Simply Scored scoring tool. I'm just going to place this right here and score it at 4 1/4. Also, don't forget that it is celebration, and during celebration you get a free item for every $50 you order. So in addition to getting the kits and the rhinestones, you're also going to get a celebration item, okay? One of the choices is The Sky's the Limit. Oh, wait, I'm talking, I better stop. So what I'm going to do is pretend that I've attached my paper, because if I mess up, well, then I can start over and I would not have wasted my paper. So I'm going to stamp You're in My Thoughts. And I didn't go over that. The stamp sets that we're using is Birthday Blooms. Love it. A Dozen Thoughts. That's where You're in My Thoughts comes from. And then My Friend from Hello. This is one of the celebration sets, but you can use any other small stamp. This says My Friend, but you could technically use any of these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pretend that I've attached that paper, and then I'm going to take my image. Now, if I would put my sticker on here, I probably could see a little bit better, but, oh, and you know what? It's easier to do this if you open the card. I have to say, I am not a morning person, and I am filming this video in the morning. I have found that I'm a little bit more scattered in the morning. Looks good to me. Now we can attach our paper. And when I go to edit this video, I'm going to wish I hadn't said that and that I could edit it out. I'm just saying. Okay, there we go. I did notice that this is cut just a little bit long, so I'm going to take my scissors and cut straight across. There we go. Next, we're going to stamp our flower. We want to use black StazOn or the black archival ink to stamp our flower, because we're going to be doing some watercoloring. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and attach my Soft Sky cardstock. And what I'm doing is making sure that I that there's the same amount of space here as there is here. It looks like I may have attached it a little low, but it'll be fine. Now I'm going to get my Aqua Painter, Soft Sky ink, and Pear Pizzazz. I'm just going to open these up. I'm just going to faintly color them, so making sure that I've got my Aqua Painter started, and I do, and then I'm just going to get some ink on it, and then I'm going to dry it off a little. Again, this is the thick Whisper White cardstock, not the regular. And now I'm using the Pear Pizzazz for the leaves. And now for the stem. I like to make sure that my aqua painter has a nice point so that I don't go out of the lines too much, truthfully. Now we're going to add a rhinestone to the center of the flower. And then we're going to place 4 dimensionals on the back. And the reason I'm using 4 and not 2 is I really want it to kind of stand out. I want it to pop up a lot. Sometimes if you just use 2, it just kind of doesn't, it's not as high up on the page. See what I mean? Okay, so there is project 1. I love it. Okay, move this out of the way. Next we're going to make this cute little bag or box. So for this one we're going to need our banner punch and our 1/4 inch circle punch. I've got my template here and then my image. So let me recap the supplies. The Blushing Bride cardstock measures 11 by 5.5. The Designer Series paper, this is the birthday bouquet. So every project is using the same pack of paper, which is birthday bouquet. This is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, so then for the white pieces here, the smaller white one is 2.5 by 1 3/4. Then the Blushing Bride is 2 5/8 by 1 7/8. And the next white piece is 2 3/4 by 2. When I was doing the live stream last night, the white piece, the very bottom one, I gave the wrong measurement for that one. So that is 2 3/4 by 2. I'll make sure I have the correct measurement on the screen. The little piece right here, my friend, that's just a 1/2 inch strip. And then we've got our ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to get out the Simply Scored scoring tool. We're going to score this. Okay, I'm going to place it in portrait first. This is where it's the long side. And I'm going to score it at 1.5. And I'm going to turn it on the landscape side, which is the long side. And I'm going to score it at 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Now we're going to fold it on the score lines. I am going to use my bone folder. Okay, I've got myself a template here. So if you'll notice, on this side, we have 2 score lines. On this one, we only have 1. Okay, so this side, and last night I worked from the right to the left. Today I'm going to work from the left to the right, just because I think removing this section here will help people. Okay, so that's removed. Then I'm just going to angle cut this piece and up here at the top as well. Okay, so that part's done. Now moving down the line, we're going to cut up to the score line. We're going to skip this score line and then cut this one. We're going to cut the next one and we're going to skip that one. Okay, those are our sides of our boxes. Now what I want to do is give these little sides just a little trim so that they fold in nicely. Okay, now we're going to place our adhesive here and here. So I'm going to use my Fast Fuse. You can use your tear and tape if you prefer. Okay, just going to fold this over. Now we're going to fold these in, this over, and this over. And now squeeze it, okay? Now what we're going to do is take our, what is this, 1/4 inch circle punch. We're going to go ahead and punch the hole for our ribbon. Then we're going to get our Designer Series paper and add the adhesive, place it on the front, and then we're going to re-punch that again. So I'm just going to look through there, take that hole punch. Okay, one of the things I forgot to tell you was when you assemble your bag, take your bone folder or a ruler or something and make sure that that closes. Mine kind of popped back open. So now we're going to take the hole punch again, circle punch, and now we're ready for our ribbon, okay? This is the stitched satin ribbon. And I'm going to take some baker's twine. So last night it took me like 4 tries to get my little bow. I normally get it in 1, but the secret is to not talk. I was talking. See, I got it in the first try. Okay, now let's stamp our image. Same flower. I love this flower. I'm using Black StazOn. You can use the Archival Black if you have that. We're going to go ahead and, while that's drying, attach our Blushing Bride to the Whisper White here. Same thing, I'm going to use the Aqua Painter. This time I'm using Blushing Bride and Mossy Meadow. Now that I think about it, I sure hope I said the right color last night. You never know. I have found myself calling it Mellow Moss, I think, from years ago. I'm starting with the green this time because I noticed I still have some leftover ink from when I colored the last project. So we'll color the Blushing Bride in just a second. Okay, now we'll switch colors. Make sure I get this nice and clean. I don't have much ink in here. We'll make it work. It's almost invisible. Let's see. You can do a little watercoloring with the thick Whisper White cardstock. Now we'll take a dimensional, or not a dimensional, rhinestone. Very different products. We will take a dimensional now though. And where'd I put them? Here they are. So I'm just going to place 2 on here. And then we'll attach it to this layer. Then we're going to add dimensionals to the back of this. We've still got our little greeting to add. So we'll add this and then we'll stamp the greeting. Okay, now our little strip right here, we're going to take the My Friend. This is from that celebration set that I mentioned. And we're going to stamp it with the Mossy Meadow. Whew. I knew I was doing something wrong. There we go. Now we're going to take the banner punch, and I actually am going to trim this real quick because this 1/2 inch strip looks like it's not really a 1/2 inch. It looks like it's more like 5/8 of an inch. So now I'm going to take the banner punch, and I lined the point up with that line. You are welcome to use a different stamp. I just thought this was appropriate for right now. And we are going to place the edge of a dimensional, or not the edge, yeah, the edges on the back. Let's get our rhinestones back out and add a couple rhinestones. Okay, now we're just going to add this on the bottom corner. See? Isn't that cute? Okay, now we're moving on to the next project. Okay, so this is our third project. I love it. You can add a card inside here, a gift card, a cookie, some candy, whatever you would like. I love these. They are the Sketched Dots Tag-A-Bag. Yeah, that's what it's called. I had to think about it. We're using the 2.5-inch circle punch, and we are using the Deco Label framelits. Same stamp set, but this time we're going to be using our soft suede ink. Okay, let me get that kit real quick. Okay, so here are the supplies. We've got the Sketched Dots Tag-A-Bag and mint macaron 4 by 3.5, birthday bouquet designer series paper 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. We've got some additional mint macaron and white to stamp our image and then to cut out the piece for the Deco Label framelit. And this piece needs to measure 4 by 3. I cut this at 2.5, so during the live stream the measurement for this one was wrong. I do have the new measurement. So I've got the Simply Scored scoring tool, and I am going to score this at 5 inches. I have found that that's where I want this bag to fold over. If you have something that's a little taller that you want to put in here, then don't score it at 5 inches. That's just where I wanted mine. I actually put a card inside of it originally. I've since taken it out. It looks like I ripped my bag just a little bit. Okay, then what you're going to do is take your designer series paper and attach it to your mint macaron cardstock. And then you only want to put adhesive on the top here because you want to be able to open this bag, whoever you give it to. So now it opens up just like that and they can still get inside there, okay? So now let's stamp our image, soft suede ink, and I already said this I think, but we're using the same stamp set on every project, and then with a couple additional greeting sets. So we're going to cut this out with a 2.5-inch circle punch. Then let's get our Big Shot out so that we can cut out the Deco Label. Got the magnetic platform, cutting pad, my cardstock, my framelit, and then another cutting pad. Okay, so now we've got this piece. Let's slide this back into the camera view. We're going to attach our circle. And then we're going to take our little bow clip. These are so cute. I just want to get it started just a tad. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to take, this is the Baker's Twine that's in the Occasions catalog, and we're going to separate the mint macaron from the black, and it is very easily done. Now don't forget, I am giving away all of the projects I've made in the month of January during a video to one customer and I will announce the winner. So all 3 of these projects, they are going in that same tub. I need to show a picture of that container, but I think this probably is my last video for January. I'll post a picture of it on my website. It's kind of neat. And I have trimmed my ribbon almost too short. It'll be fine. Okay, now we're going to take a glue dot. Oh, let's see. Here's one right here that got left behind. And I'm just going to wad it up a tad and place it right there. And then add my little bow. Okay, so now we're going to attach this with dimensionals. So I'm just going to place a couple on the back. And then we've got one more project to make, and that is the bonus project. It is a retired product. That is intentional. As I've said many times this month, I am cleaning out my office and I'm getting rid of stuff. So I'm finding, I think, cool ways to give stuff away. Okay, so now let's go to the bonus card, which is the ribbon here, the gingham ribbon, which was one of my most favorite. I wish I still had this ribbon, or we had it. And then these little scallop cards, they're darling. So the supplies, the envelope comes with a little note card. These are gift enclosure cards. They're not meant to be mailed, they're just gift enclosure. And look, I got myself 3 pieces just in case I mess up. And then this is for the greeting. Here's the gingham ribbon. So this piece is just scraps. We're going to cut out the just for you with our scissors. So this thick white is 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. So we're just going to fold the gift, or the I want to say gift card, the card in half, right where it's already been pre-scored for you. Now we're going to stamp our image, or our images I should say. You can use black StazOn or archival black. Now I'm going to stamp the just for you. Well, that's a little crooked. Let me start over. Although we're going to cut it out, or cut it, so it doesn't matter if it's a little crooked. We can straighten it when we cut it. Okay, so same thing, aqua painter. I'm going to be using Soft Sky, Pear Pizzazz. We are almost finished. Pear Pizzazz. When I get to the end of my videos, I find myself wanting to rush, and I'm reminding myself now, don't rush, it's okay. Now I'm going to take a rhinestone. There we go. Now let's go ahead and cut out our just for you. I'm just using these awesome craft scissors that we have. They're pretty perfect for just cutting straight. I always say I can't even cut straight even with a straight line, and it's technically not straight. If you look, it's a little crooked, but it'll be okay. So now what I'm going to do is just take a little section of the dimensionals, and I'm only going to place it on the right side under the U, and I'll explain why when we get there in just a second. Let's see, my dimensionals hanging over the side. There we go. With the gingham ribbon, we're just going to make a little knot. Now in the kit I gave you more ribbon than I have myself right here. Yeah, I gave myself a smaller piece because I figured I didn't need as much. Okay, we'll attach this in just a second. If you don't like the way it looks on one side, you can turn it over, and usually the other side will look better. Okay, so back to the dimensionals. Let's put a couple on here. And then now for this one, we're just going to take a glue dot and add it right there on the stem. And then remember, oh, and I kind of smudged that just a little. So we're going to attach this over here to the side. It's actually attached to the soft sky piece and not the white, okay? Okay, so this wraps up the online workshop video. If you'd like to place an order to receive the kit to make these projects, head over to my website. You have until Sunday at midnight Central Time. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.